Question number 5, in the name of Deputy Luke Means-Flanagan.
I don't need to repeat it again. That's other fine. Than to say that I was in the question. I was actually looking to see would the department provide money to Roscommon County Council to do as suggested, to provide free bottled water to people who are already paying through the general taxation system for their water.
Yes. The matter raised in the question is an operational matter in relation to the provision of water services. Since the 1st of January 2014, as you know, Irish Water has statutory responsibility for all aspects of water services pertaining to planning, delivery and operation at national, regional and local level. And just to tell the Deputy, in case because he hasn't mentioned it, the Arigna, the Boilar Cairn, the Roscommon Central and South Roscommon regional water supply schemes were included as water treatment plant upgrade contracts to start, and a network contract to construction of my department's water services programme 2010 to 2015. And in March last year, I approved the Council's contract documents for the water treatment plant upgrades for the Arigna, Boilar Cairn, Roscommon Central and South Roscommon regional water supply scheme, after many years of Roscommon County Council waiting for this. And early in November last, I approved the commitment of the necessary capital funding of just over €12 million for the scheme to enable Roscommon County Council to complete the contract formalities with a successful tender and to commence as soon as possible the works involved in the design, build, operate contract on the scheme. In December last, I also approved the provision of funding of €3.976 million to allow Roscommon County Council to complete the tender formalities to commence the network contract on the Boilar, Cairn and Arigna regional water supply scheme. This approval of funding provides for the construction of 5 treatment plants and other ancillary works on the scheme, and will also provide treatment works for areas that have been badly affected by recent boil water notices in Roscommon.
Thank you, Minister. In the meantime, while people are waiting for all of this to happen, what I am looking for you to do is to provide funding to the Council or to whoever you want to that will get water to people in my county, because it is not sustainable for people who are already to the pin of their collar when it comes to finances to have to be spending €500 to €600 a year on water. And you might think that's excessive, but when you have 4- and 5-year-old kids having to pour bottled water on toothbrushes before they use them, the water goes fairly quick, no matter what sort of regime you put in place. But the idea that you have to put a regime in place in the first case is a major problem. The idea that you have to stand over your children to make sure they don't poison themselves with what is coming out of the tap. Now, I appreciate you can't solve everything overnight, and you are trying to do something. But as things currently stand, we can't drink the water. We pay for it through general taxation, and we deserve something for what we pay for. And Jerry Grant from Irish Water, he said at a conference in Athlone that by the end of this year, he would guarantee that there be no boil notice anywhere in County Roscommon.
Thank you.
Well, when I'm informed, there's about 19,000 people affected by the legitimate complaints that people have in relation to water quality in Roscommon. And these have been serious matters for a long number of years, and nothing was done about it. And I certainly initiated action and got the necessary contracts in place, and I'm told that the Boilar Cairn scheme will be finished by the end of this year, and that the Killeglan scheme will be finished early next year, which will represent 64% of the total problems in the area who are under boil water notice at the moment will be resolved. I would advise the Deputy, and I will do the same, that we'll make a submission to the regulator to take account of the issues that have been raised by him in relation to boil water notice. And all I can say is that the €500 or €600 that people privately have to spend, which they shouldn't have, is a lot of money for any family. And certainly I intend to ensure that they'll get a cheaper amount of good quality water through the local government system and Irish Water when charging comes into play on the 1st of January 2015. But we will make a submission in the meantime to articulate the issues that are here, the financial and water quality issues in the context of the charging mechanisms that will be brought in for the remainder of the people that will unfortunately not be able to get the type of quality water for a little bit longer.
All right.
I repeat, in the meantime, they're going to have to buy this water. So can something be done for them? They do it in other countries where there is a problem with water, and they did it in Galway. They did it in Galway when the water was polluted there. People were given water. They are not being given it in County Roscommon. And to be quite honest, there's a reluctance on my part to say that the water is so bad because it puts people off obviously coming, but at the same time we have to bring this to a head. And long term you do have a plan, credit where credit is due, but short term this thing of having to go to the local supermarket and buy 5-litre bottle after 5-litre bottle, people are making the choice between buying good quality food or heating their house and getting water, and the choice is being made. The heat is not being put on because water is the priority, and that's not acceptable.
Thank you. Minister.
Deputy Flanagan has outlined the precise reasons why we're reforming the water sector to ensure that we have quantities and quality of water in the future. We have a very rickety system at the moment that has been historical underinvestment in, and that's just why we have to establish a new way of doing things in order to deal with the issues that you rightly point out. So I will look at the issues that you've raised, and I will speak to Irish Water to see what issues that arose in Galway that we can actually see how we can replicate them in Roscommon.
Thank you.